but it is very rich in the natural resources. You can find in the world. This is the place where the rice, the highest place where the rice can grow in the world. But it is not recognized yet. And there are many kind of herbs, medicines. There are other opportunities, but it is not recognized by the government and the external actors as well. See, it is not a system thinking, but I try to make many loops, but it is better to understand in my way. Even today, in that area, the life expectancy of the people is only 37 years old. You can't imagine. And the 6th grade, 7th grade students unable to write their name in Nepali. In Nepali, I am not saying in English. Even though they started their English from grade 1, but the students unable to write their name in Nepali. See the quality of education, the enabling environment for the education at home and at school. And there are multiple programs. The women and girls have to stay in the house age. Maybe you don't know about it. It is a taboo for the childhood and menstrual period. Each month, women and girls have to go to the house age. They are not allowed to touch their home, their house. And there are many restrictions. Restriction for fooding, restriction for touching, restriction for the entering. There are many kind of restrictions for women and girls. And the maternal mortality rate even today is 10 times higher than the national figure. In the national figure, today we have 281 per 1 million live births, but they are 10 times higher rate. So this is the situation. These are the situations which really pains me, or it is a kind of urgency to start to work from there. And how Works Nepal or my organization is trying to address these all activities, these all issues. We use the participatory tools to identify the poor people and mobilize them. First, we use the power mapping. We for example, in the barangay, we go to we find out the power centers and the powerless area first, and within the powerless area, we started to use these tools, and we identify the issues, emerging issues in that particular barangay. The income expenditure analysis, class analysis, caste analysis, gender, wage, exploitation, women's mobility, dependency. These are the tools we are using to identify the poor people and mobilize them to claim their rights in their respective areas. And while talking about the framework of Works Nepal, we are working in 3 levels. The first level, because this is a very cold area, in the winter more than -20 degrees Celsius, and even today there is a 7, 6, this is the summer time for that area, and there is no clothes, and we are trying to provide the immediate benefit for them. We collected even the cloth materials, used, non-used, from Kathmandu or anywhere. We collected this. We have a very special code of conduct guidelines for collecting and distributing the cloths. It is also a kind of empowering. It is not free distribution. While collecting the cloths, we collect the cloths with some money, because it is a kind of humanity. If you just donate, it is a kind of charity. There is no feeling of passion and contribution to live together. So we have very specific code of conduct to collect and distribute. So we try to provide the food, clothes for the immediate purpose, and we also work with the groups to mobilize them, to empower them, to capacitate them to claim their rights at the local level, and we also work at the national level, because the government since long, 60 years back, the government is not listening their voices. So these issues we bring into the national level policy discourse, and we also able to incorporate the issues into the draft constitution in Nepal. Though it is not approved, there are other political dimensions at the national level. In the draft one, we have already incorporated the issue from the grassroots level. And once we have the policy advocacy, we able to ensure the women's right of the peoples for the long term, for the sustainability. This is the framework we are working, and for these activities, we are using the Miteri Gaon, Let Us Live Together campaign as a lead strategy. In MRR, you have to develop the strategy later, and this is the product of the MRR indeed. And for this, all levels of activities, we have a lead strategy. It's called Miteri Gaon. It means in Nepali. It is very indigenous word. It is used since long years back while trading with the Tibet and Nepal. They use the Miteri. So it is really very indigenous practice and accepted across the culture, society, region, anywhere in Nepal. And the same thing, Let Us Live Together is English, a kind of translation, and the meaning of this is the mutual love and respect beyond marriage and blood. It is immersed with this philosophy. As you remember earlier statement, the birthplace of an individual is not choice. So no one has right to discriminate. Everyone obligated to live together, no matter who are you, where are you from, what you are doing. Across the world, people can live together by their positive thinking, their contribution, and through many things. And if you see the thematic area, maybe you are already so preoccupied with the thematic area and the project, too many things. That is why I also thought that it is also good to discuss about the thematic area. The first thematic area is women empowerment. Under this theme, we work in the far west and midwest in Nepal. Particularly, we work on human rights, gender-based violence, and we also capacitate the political leaders and policy advocacy at local and national level, sometimes at the international level too, because we are working on United Nations Secretary Resolution 1325 and 1820. It is all about the women's rights during conflict, wartime. So we are also contributing at the international level, particularly in the Asia regional level. And under the education support program, if you remember the first statement, the 6th grade student unable to write their name. So we are trying to creating enabling environment for them at school, at home and at the community by providing scholarship, student capacity, the school management committee, and teachers, and sometimes providing the bridging courses and the supporting salary for the teachers, and also advocating at the policy level why this is happening in that area, why the government is not listening, and why the government is not serious for the next generation. That kind of things we are working on it. And the third is the humanitarian assistance. Under this theme, we provided the support during disaster, both natural and man-made disaster, and also provided the clothes and other things, and sometimes legal support, because the women, those who are suffering from the gender-based violence, they deprive from the legal consultation, legal treatment. So we provided the free service, and we proceed the process. Sometimes it is very risky, very challenging. When in 2011 I filed the case for the sexual harassment in the university. Because of that case, I was threatened several times, and I accepted my house in Kathmandu. It is risky, but we are doing. And this boy lost his both eyes because of the bomb blasting. We brought in that area. We brought him in Kathmandu, and we kept in the hospital for 1 year. And now we transplanted both eyes, and he is in school. And under the livelihood improvement theme, we started started saving credit program, and also we are not providing the funding in it. We are trying to extract the resources what are available at the village, because the many organizations, government providing many facilities, but the local people, the poor people, rural people do not know about the process, about the information. That is why we are trying to extract and use the local resources as much as possible. And also we are trying to connect with the social business. Maybe you heard about it already. The Professor Mohammad Yunis from Bangladesh, who is the Nobel Prize, he started the social business concept, and in Nepal, it is just started, last year it just started a social business foundation in Nepal, and we have also 1 billionaire this year. And last week before coming here, I have a meeting with him, and we are going to work with this billionaire or his company, and we started the social business. Social business, it is a little bit far ahead from the social entrepreneurship. This is a business, we follow the principles from the business, but the profit will be used for the sake of the poor people, not for the profit. In the business, we use the profit for the corporate sector or individuals, but in social business, the profit will go to the improvement of the poor or expansion of the project. Do you get it? And also, we are trying to connect with the professor in his concept, the Grameen Bank. My organization has already take once a year to initiate the banking for the rural people. Still we are working on it. It is quite a new concept. And we are trying to connecting the vocational training and providing the vocational training for the women who are affected from the conflict. This is also initiated already. And regarding funding, maybe you have a question, that is why I put this slide here. Till date, we do not have a funding indeed, like 3 million, 50 million like that from UN and INGOs. We are trying to mobilize the people, corporate sectors, individuals to internalize the process, internalize the urgency of the Action Works Nepal and Miteri Gaon Let Us Live Together campaign. Until date, we have strong corporate and charity organizations across the world, and with the bilateral INGOs, we are still under pipeline. 4 proposals I have already submitted with them. And here I would like to highlight one thing. This organization, it is not a fully NGO. In Nepal, we do not have the policy, that is why we registered as an NGO, but we are trying to work in the mixed model, and we are trying to create the blue ocean strategy. It is not red ocean strategy. In Nepal, there are already 70,000 NGOs are registered, and if we are trying to compete with them, we will fail. And the leader like me, I'm from the very poor family background. I don't have any political connection. And how can I compete with them? You know the South Asian context, the people are very much connected to the politics. And I don't have politics. I don't have any family background in politics, so it is really very difficult. And we gone through series of consultation, and I also review the strategy, the Blue Ocean strategy. Maybe you have already gone through the Blue Ocean strategy. Do you remember the case, the circus? I forget the whole thing, but it is all about the circus. Professor Giza taught us at that time. And from this approach, we are trying to mobilize the resources, to internalize the things. It is a social responsibility from all actors in Nepal, as well as in the global level. And anyone can join in our campaign. Either structured partnerships or charity, or we also use this kind of boxes, and any business or individuals, they like to bring this box and keep it at home, and every 6 months they back and they donated the money, and some people donated clothes, books. In this, what we believe that we have not, usually people down. I have a small child. My husband is not working. My wife is not working. There are many excuses. But here, we don't have any excuses. Anyone can join. Whatever you have, you just start to contribute. This is the philosophy. So, it is very open. And even you can join in this campaign. It is a global campaign. It starts from the Kadali, where it is really marginalized. But the message of the peace and justice emerges from that place, and it will expand across the world. Challenges. Usually people, the media people keep on asking me what are the challenges in your life while studying this organization, but I said, I don't have any challenges. Sometimes I am crazy. It is the mindset of the people is challenging it. People are saying very poor, difficult geographical conditions, people are ignorant, people are poor. That is why we are there. If there is no poverty, why should go I there? I can go another place. If this place will be better, I will visit maybe somewhere in the other countries. No need to confine within this place and within Nepal. So this is all about the mindset. You can see I am walking in the mountain with the snow. This is the last December's photo. We are establishing the birthing center. You know the birthing center, it is a kind of center for the childbirth to support the women during the childbirth. And you already known about it. Who is in the video? Let us show the video.